Hey guys, Prowl1701 here, and today I'm going to be asking you on this face-off. We're going to be talking about 80s Doctor Who, and I'm asking you, between the 6th Doctor and the 7th Doctor, which one do you like better? Both are underrated Doctors, but which one between the two do you prefer, between the 6th Doctor and the 7th Doctor? Now for me it's an easy choice. I do prefer the 7th Doctor. I love Sylvester McCoy's Doctor. I think he's the most underrated Doctor. I think his era is the most underrated era in all of Doctor Who. I think seasons 23, 24, and 25 are all vastly underrated. Especially season 26, because it's one of the best. It's one of the best seasons Doctor Who's ever put out. I love season 26. But even season 24, because a lot of people who haven't seen season 24, or else they haven't seen it since it originally aired, they seem to have this mentality of they think season 24 is all Time and the Ronnie, and it isn't. Time and the Ronnie, I mean, you have to kind of know all the behind-the-scenes stuff behind Time and the Ronnie, and understanding that McCoy's performance there is just his performance in that story. That's not how he performs over the whole season. And there's actually some good stories in there. While I'm not a big fan of Delta and the Bannerman at all, it's my least favorite McCoy story, I do love Paradise Towers and Dragonfire a lot, and I actually really enjoy Time in the Ronnie because it is a lot of fun, and Kato Mara's obviously having a ball. So I really tend to like his era. Season 26, again, is practically flawless, except for that god-awful incidental music in Battlefield. And Season 25 is mostly good. I like Remembrance of the Daleks, even if it is overrated. I like Silver Nemesis, it's definitely underrated. I really enjoy Happiness Patrol. And granted, Greatest Show in the Galaxy probably is his most overrated story. I don't really care for that one. But it has aspects I like about it. And I enjoy his portrayal of the character. I love listening to Sylvester McCoy talk in interviews about it, which I enjoy with Colin, too. All of the Doctors I tend to enjoy listening to them talk about the show, because all of them have an enthusiasm for the show. But man, McCoy's enthusiasm is just... It's so over the top and just bursting out, especially older interviews. I remember a convention he was at one time. He's sitting there walking around as he's talking in the audience the whole time. I think it's on like the season 26 or season 24 box set where he's talking about it. It's great. I love it. But even now, even though he's older, you can tell he has an enthusiasm for the show when he talks about it, and I enjoy that. So for me, it's definitely the 7th Doctor. Well, let's see what you guys had to say about it. Which of these two underrated 80s Doctors do you like better? 36% said the 6th Doctor, 60% said the 7th Doctor, and 4% said neither of them. Now, I was surprised because I'm always hearing from people how underrated they think the 6th Doctor is and how some people love the 6th Doctor. He's their favorite Doctor. And I hear so much about the 6th Doctor that I actually expected the 6th Doctor to win this poll. You know, everybody will say the stuff about how Big Finish really improves his Doctor, which it does. I love Jubilee. But with all of that in mind, I figured 6 would win, and I figured 7 wouldn't get the attention he deserves. But 36% only voted for 6, and 60% voted for 7. That kind of makes my day. I like when I'm surprised by the poll and it agrees with me. So it's nice to see McCoy win this one. Jeremy Duncan says, it's a super hard choice, but I will have to go with McCoy. Both legendary and both deserved far more stories. I agree. Tawanki Stevenson says, McCoy, hands down. As someone who's been watching since the early Tom Baker days, it was McCoy's turn in the role that really got my attention. He remains my favorite to this day. So his favorite is McCoy. I like that. Bobby says, easy. McCoy was my Doctor when I was a kid. Andrew Cartmel reinvented the scripts and breathed new life into the show. Cartmel, Aldred, and McCoy are all the main reasons Doctor Who finished on a high note with the excellent Series 26 after several years of struggling. I agree. I absolutely adore Season 26 as well. Steven says, I'd have to go with the 7th Doctor's run, but Season 26 is doing a lot of the heavy lifting. I will also say that there are more 7th Doctor stories I dislike than 6. Can Do Entertainment says, I have almost all of Colin's run on DVD. He was definitely let down by the writing team. Eric Sayward not being a fan of his didn't help, nor did the Technicolor Dream coat. I gotta give Colin the credit. It's so hard to be taken seriously in that coat. Or attempting to murder Perry in his first episode, yeah. I do feel Colin was an underrated Doctor, however. Vengeance on Varos and the 2 Doctors are my favorite 6th Doctor stories. Both good stories. I just reviewed I just watched and did reviews for that. This will probably go up before those reviews do, but I'd seen it before, but I did a rewatch of it and got reviews upcoming for that. For Tythe, who is actually one of my old subscribers, been with me since my lightsaber days when I was doing lightsaber replicas reviews on the actual Prowl 1701 channel, which is my other channel, which is actually bigger than this one. It's always good to see FT. I've known him for a while now. He says, I didn't see much Who during this time period. I was busy studying and doing exams. But I do know Colin was a bit dark and moody most of the time, and McCoy was dark and tricky. Of the episodes I did see, I just found it hard to connect with Colin's doctor. Sylvester's was more pantomime style and almost slapstick over the top, which I didn't mind as much. However, I have to say that I do like Ace quite a bit. In fact, Ace and I have met, and I got to show her a laser baseball bat saber I designed for her. Got a nice autograph and photo with her. And I think I've seen that, actually. I think he created that, I think, in a computer program. And I think he's shown me pictures that he made for her of her. It's basically like a lightsaber that's done in the style of a baseball bat. I think he's shown me pictures of that. Art the Green Wolf X says, as much as I want to put the Sixth Doctor high and say he's one of the best, which maybe with more experience in his Big Finish audio he will be, but the thing is, while he's not at the bottom, I can't justify him putting any higher than he already is, which is above Whittaker, John Hurt, Joe Martin, Davison, and Tennant. Also, the Seventh Doctor is my second favorite Doctor. He's not necessarily as funny in his later adventures as he was before, but the intrigue of his chess master-like ways of thinking is why I love him so much. I do love me some Chess Master McCoy. Bananas are good. One of my regulars says, definitely Sylvester McCoy. While Colin does have his moments, he is number 12 on my list of favorite Doctors, not including the War Doctor. McCoy's silliness in his early episodes quickly gives way to a composed trickster Doctor, which I really like. Even if he's not the best actor, because I believe he wasn't even a proper actor, more a performer, and that's fair, I think. He's still convincing most of the time. Colin Coney says, 6 was so badly served by the BBC and the characterization. It was also a time when practical effects in the UK weren't what they were elsewhere, and digital effects were very much in their infancy. 7 had better effects and more cohesive script writing team and editor, and was very much planning for the future. Talented writers like Mark Platt and Ben Aaronovitch in the fold. Sadly, it was too late, and while the stories are out there, we will never know what the vision would truly have been. Oh, and 6's costume was ridiculous. Little of this is Colin Baker's fault, but unfortunately, barring a couple stories, 1985 to 1987 were not great years for the show, crossing over into 7's era, but it was on the rise when the axe fell. Sir Meows a Lot 89 says, McCoy all the way 100%, though I still like and enjoy most of Colin's era. McCoy, I think everything besides Time and the Ronnie and Delta and the Bannermen are top tier masterpiece level, in my honest opinion. Also, Ace makes this choice easier. That's true. Ace is amazing. I'm not a big fan of Perry or Mel, and those are 6's companions, and I don't really care for either. Well, I love Ace. David says, definitely the 6th Doctor, loving my Season 22 Blu-ray box set. Me too. Shamrock Particle says, the 6th. He only strangled Perry once and apologized after. He only strangled Perry once. Only once. And apologized after. The 7th Doctor was a total toward Ace, especially in Season 26. One of the best examples is in Survival when, paraphrased, he says, Ace, you are infected with the Cheetah Planet's power. Use it and it will destroy you. Also, you need to use it so we can go back home. He was always so manipulative. She loathed him in Ghostlight and Fenric, too. I'm amazed he never stuck a kick me sign on the back of her coat. Okay, there was a good reason he had to get her to hate him in Fenric, but introducing her to her mom as an infant was pretty low, though. Nakayako says, definitely Sylvester. Season 26 is so strong. It's a pity that his run only had such few episodes. I agree. I really would have loved another season. In which he asked, and then he also asked if I'd finished Happiness Patrol yet. Which I have, and reviews are coming for Happiness Patrol. If they haven't aired by the time this goes up. JLB who is also one of my patrons as well, says, love them both, but I'm going to have to go with 60. Alice Collins, another patron, says 7th easily. He was amazing. Fly Attractor, another patron, says, what? No, both of them. Option, tisk, tisk, tisk. He hates it when I make him have to choose these kind of things. And then I said, I wanted to make you have to choose. I thrive on giving you these difficult choices. And then he never came back and picked one either. I'm catching on to that. He said, what, no both of them option? That's right, I wanted to make him choose. He never came back and picked one either. So, most people in the comments also agree that the 7th Doctor is the one they prefer between the two, and the poll agreed with that, with 60% voting for the 7th Doctor and 36% voting for the 6th Doctor, and I prefer 7th Doctor myself, while still enjoying the 6th Doctor. I'd like to know, if you didn't get a chance to vote in this poll, which one you prefer between those two, so comment down below and let me know. I always enjoy hearing back from you guys. Other things to do, click the like button and the subscribe button. That helps me grow the channel, and I certainly appreciate that. And it's free. Can't argue with free. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me that way. There's a link to that down in the description below. I want to give a shout out to the 5th Doctor and Stephen Crane, two of my top tier patrons. I appreciate their continued support and the support of all of my patrons, several of which I just mentioned a second ago. JLB Who, Alice Collins, the Fly Attractor, Scalad, Trevor Hicks, several of you. I really appreciate everyone. Unknown 289, I really appreciate everyone helping out. I also have a P.O. box if there's anything you would like to send me, as well as a link to my Amazon wish list down there as well. Most importantly though, thank you for watching.